ever wondered what it feels like to risk everything for what you believe in?
Imagine being just a child and your biggest dream is simply to go to school.
For many of us, it's a given.
But for one young girl, it became a battle for her life, a battle that would inspire the entire world. This is the incredible story of Malala. Our story begins on July 12th, 1997, in the beautiful Swat Valley of Pakistan. In this picturesque corner of the world, a baby girl named Malala was born. Her name, meaning grief-stricken, was chosen after a famous Pashtun poetess and warrior. It was a name that would, in time, become a global symbol of courage. Malala's childhood was filled with the love of learning, a passion she inherited directly from her father, Ziauddin Yousafzai. He was no ordinary man. He was an educator, a poet, and a school owner who believed deeply in the power of knowledge for everyone, boys and girls alike.
From a very young age, Malala spent her days in the halls of her father's school.
It wasn't just a building. It was her playground, her sanctuary, and her first classroom. While other kids played with toys, Malala was fascinated by books and the endless worlds they contained.
She watched her father inspire students, and she learned from him that education was not just about reading and writing.
It was about finding your voice and shaping your future. This nurturing environment planted the seeds of activism in her young heart. She wasn't just taught to learn, she was taught to question, to speak up, and to believe in her own potential. Little did anyone know, this quiet, book-loving girl from Swat Valley was destined to become one of the most powerful voices of her generation. But as Malala grew, a dark shadow began to creep over her beloved home. In 2008, the Taliban's influence spread through the Swat Valley, bringing with it a wave of fear and oppression.
Their extremist ideology sought to silence half the population.
They banned television, music, and most devastatingly for Malala, they banned girls from attending school. Imagine waking up one day and being told that your dreams, your future, your right to learn were suddenly forbidden.
The schools that were once filled with laughter and curiosity were shut down, some even destroyed.
The world for girls in Swat Valley shrank overnight. For an 11-year-old Malala, this was an unbearable injustice. How could anyone deny a person the right to learn? Fueled by the courage instilled by her father, she refused to be silent. While many were too afraid to speak, Malala found a way to make her voice heard.
In 2009, she began writing a secret blog for the BBC Urdu service under the pseudonym Gulmakai. In her diary entries, she documented the daily horrors of life under Taliban rule. She wrote about her fears, her hopes, and her unwavering desire to go back to school. She described the sound of artillery at night and the sight of empty classrooms during the day.
Her words, raw and honest, painted a vivid picture of a childhood stolen.
This anonymous blog was her first act of defiance, a small light of resistance flickering in the darkness.
It was a dangerous act, but for Malala, the risk of staying silent was even greater.
As her words began to reach a wider audience, so did her courage.
Malala started to speak out publicly, giving interviews and appearing in documentaries.
She was no longer just a blogger.
She was becoming a prominent advocate for girls' education.
She spoke with a clarity and passion that was far beyond her years.
They can stop us from going to school, but they can't stop us from learning, she declared.
Her voice, once a secret whisper on the internet, was now a powerful call to action echoing across Pakistan and beyond.
She became a symbol of hope for girls everywhere who were being denied an education. But with this growing fame came immense danger. She was now a direct target. The very people she was speaking out against were listening, and they did not like what they heard. Then, on October 9th, 2012, the unthinkable happened. It was a normal Tuesday afternoon.
Malala,
then 15 years old, was on a school bus, chatting with her friends, heading home after an exam. The bus was suddenly stopped by two men.
One of them boarded and asked, "Who is
Before anyone could react,
He raised a gun and fired 3 shots.
one bullet hit Malala in the head, passing through her neck and lodging in her shoulder. The gunman's question was answered with a deafening silence and the screams that followed.
It was a cowardly act designed to silence her forever.
They had tried to erase her voice, to extinguish her light, but they failed.
The attack sent shockwaves around the globe.
Malala was critically injured, and her survival was uncertain.
She was airlifted from Pakistan to a specialist hospital in Birmingham, England, for intensive care and rehabilitation.
The world held its breath, praying for the girl who stood up for education. Her recovery was long and arduous.
She underwent multiple surgeries and had to relearn how to walk and talk.
But through it all, her spirit remained unbroken.
In fact, the attempt on her life only strengthened her resolve. From her hospital bed, she told the world, "The terrorists thought they would change my aims and stop my ambitions. But nothing changed in my life except this weakness. Fear and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born."
Malala's recovery marked the beginning of a new chapter, not just for her, but for the global fight for education.
She and her family settled in the UK, but her heart remained with the millions of girls still being left behind. She didn't retreat into a private life. She stepped onto the world stage. In 2013, on her 16th birthday, she delivered a powerful speech at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Dressed in a pink shawl that had belonged to the late Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir,
She declared, "One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world."
education is the only solution. Her words resonated globally, turning her personal struggle into a universal movement.
That same year, she co-authored her memoir, I Am Malala, which became an international bestseller, sharing her story with millions.
The world was listening, and it was ready to act. In 2014, her tireless advocacy was recognized in the most prestigious way imaginable. At just 17 years old, Malala Yousafzai became the youngest ever recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. She shared the award with Kailash, an Indian children's rights activist, a symbolic union of 2 nations for a common cause. In her acceptance speech, she dedicated the award to all those children who are voiceless, whose voices need to be heard. She wasn't a victim, she was a champion. But for Malala, accolades were never the goal.
The real work was just beginning. With her Nobel Prize money, she established the Malala Fund, a non-profit organization with a clear
An ambitious mission to ensure that every girl in the world has access to 12 years of free, safe, and quality education. The Malala Fund works with local advocates and organizations in countries like Nigeria, Brazil, and Afghanistan, tackling the barriers that prevent girls from learning, whether it's poverty, war, or gender discrimination.
Through the fund, her voice is amplified, creating a network of changemakers, all fighting for the same goal.
While leading this global movement, Malala was also pursuing her own education, the very right she had fought so hard for.
She enrolled at the prestigious University of Oxford, studying philosophy, politics, and economics.
In 2020, she graduated, an achievement that was deeply personal and symbolic.
The girl who was shot for wanting to go to school now held a degree from one of the world's top universities.
Her journey is a testament to her resilience and the transformative power of education.
Today, Malala Yousafzai is more than just an activist.
She is a UN messenger of peace, a best-selling author, a producer, and an inspiration to millions. She continues to travel the world, meeting with world leaders. And more importantly, with young girls in refugee camps and remote villages, listening to their stories and amplifying their voices. Her legacy is not just in the schools built or the policies changed.
It's in the countless individuals who have been inspired by her story to stand up for what is right, to use their own
voices, and to believe that one person truly can make a difference.
Malala's story teaches us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the determination to act in spite of it.
It reminds us that education is the most powerful weapon we have to change the world. From a small valley in Pakistan to the global stage, her journey is a powerful reminder that no one is too young and no voice is too small to make an impact. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey. If Malala's story has inspired you, please hit that like button and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. What part of Malala's story moved you the most?
Let me know in the comments below.
See you next time.